Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Math with Mr. W. Now, this morning, I'm talking about the greatest common factor. And why do we need this? Well, we used it in third grade to reduce fractions. Unlike the last video, which we talked about least common multiple, which is really all about finding the common denominator. So here, we're back to reducing fractions. So again, we can look at the factors. It's all about the factors of a number. So again, those sheets of factors are so vital for your students. Don't not have them. The first 100 numbers, and again, I've chosen 48 and 72 because they're such easy numbers to work with in terms of understanding the process. So we have the numbers 48, we have 2, 2, 2, and 3. And for 72, we have 2 and 2. Oh, by the way, we have one more 2 up here. And then for 72, we have 3 2s and 2 3s. So this is the factored form of 48. This is the factored form of 72. 8 times 9, 16 times 3. So we have the factored form. Now we're looking for the greatest common factor. That is, how many ways can I knock out the number 1? What's the biggest number 1 that I have in there? What's the same in both of them? Well, the sameness occurs in the fact that I both have 1 3 and the fact that I both have 3 2s. So that means I have 8 times 3. That's the same. That means that the 24 on top, and it's 24 here on the top and bottom, can be knocked out because that makes 1. 24 on top, 24 on the bottom, you get 1. And what are you left with? You're left with the 2 on the top and the 3 on the bottom. So if this was a fraction, this guy is equal to 2 thirds. So what are we doing here? We're just knocking out 1 because we know that 24 over 24 is 1. Any number over itself is 1. If we could put k over k, k just stands for any number we want. It's 1. So if youngsters are going to understand that this is the biggest number that both of them have, 24. And that's the greatest common factor. So they use their factor sheets if they need to find their greatest common factors, to break them down, and then just have them circle them. See which number is being knocked out, the 24. And then have them look back and say, okay, if the 24 is knocked out, what's left? 2 thirds. So they're doing a whole bunch of stuff that's a reminder of third grade in reducing fractions. They're reminding themselves how to factor numbers. And they're remembering the fact that anything divided by itself is 1. So there's a whole bunch of stuff within this one problem that we have to understand. So break it all down and don't be afraid to ask them to put all of this stuff on their paper. Don't be afraid to. Because when they do that, they're going to be more motivated later on to show all their work and do a much better job showing it. I hope your students have fun recognizing this and it becomes a really important part of what they're doing. So, see you next time on Math with Mr. W.